Hello, welcome to the presentation part of my capstone portfolio. My name is Barbara Moss and I'm almost finished with the MILIS program at UNCG. So a bit about me. I'm 32 years old and 3 years ago I got married in the middle of doing my degree. I graduated with a BA in English from UNCG and had originally started out working in children's K through 6 education in English. I went home for a year after deciding that wasn't what I wanted to do with the rest of my life and was trying to figure out, so what was my goal for the future? I volunteered for a few sessions at my local library and it hit me. If I was interested in childhood education and literacy, the library was a great place to put those goals to work. So class experience. As I mentioned, I was very interested in children's education, but I got to the practical part of it, was doing my student teaching, and said, I cannot foresee myself doing this the rest of my life. The values were very important to me, but I just burned out very quickly on the system. So once I decided that I might be interested in being a librarian, I began to talk with different professionals and the teachers and different staff there at the UNCG libraries, and they pointed me in the direction of articles and discussions on what involves being a librarian. And I fell in love. I said, this is definitely the job for me. So in the beginning, the big question was, what kind of librarian are you going to be? Well, I knew that I wanted to go for children's librarianship, and I also knew once I started exploring that school media was not the specialization for me because it carried a lot of the same issues that had caused me to turn sour on K through 6 teaching. So I decided that I would like to go to public and work in a children's department. One of the most valuable parts of the class experience for me was learning in a group environment. While we didn't have a true consortium, because of the nature of the program, I went through many of the same classes with the same people, and that led me to feel like I had a close-knit learning group, which I felt was very valuable and helped me grow exponentially in my time in the program. Another part of becoming a librarian that I hadn't thought about was networking and joining professional organizations. I had not thought about that at all until the program opened my eyes regarding how important it was. And then, of course, I went to conferences and joined ALA. So for my work experience, I remember taking a class that essentially had me volunteering at my school library. I did a lot of shelving and a lot of checking in of materials, and that has to be where this passion for librarianship most likely started. While I was going through the degree, it became obvious that I needed to gain some kind of working experience since my full-time job was not in the library field and most entry-level jobs asked for 1 to 3 years of relevant experience. So I volunteered at the High Point Public Library and the Matthews Library learning basic circulation and librarianship duties. I found that was extremely helpful for getting the job that I have now, which is at Imaginon. Working at Imaginon has been incredibly fantastic. It's a place like no other. One of the best things about it is that it's very focused completely on children and teens, and so I am immersed in the kind of culture that I wanted to be in when entering the library profession. I also was fortunate enough to complete a practicum in the children's department there at Imaginon that was really fantastic. So for my final thoughts, I'm ready to burst into the future. I'm checking job sites and moving forward.